Welcome back, everyone, to Captain of the River, where I had just spoken to Tegwin here, who has decided that he wants to keep that sword. Unless, of course, I show him something about the life of an adventurer. Now, I'm not exactly the most experienced adventurer in the world, but alright, I will start to show him a few of the ropes. Now, let's see. Where's the first place I should show him? Ah, look! Just north of town, a stone circle. That sounds like the perfect place to show him at the beginning. Taylor considers the defeat circle. What is this? Well, the life of an adventurer is dangerous work, and sooner or later your morale is likely to run out. When this happens, you will find yourself in one of the many defeat circles scattered across the land. Oh, very funny, stranger. I know that fighting is dangerous. That's why I'll try not to fight enemies who look to be beyond my capabilities. But sometimes it's avoidable, I suppose. When that happens, then I am defeated and I find myself at the nearest defeat circle. Right? Yeah. Okay, well, then I guess with that, let's go to the blacksmith shop. There should be one somewhere in this town, right? Ah, a sign with an anvil. That sounds like the perfect candidate for a smithy. Here we are in the blacksmith shop.
Scardy spends more time fixing horseshoes than he does forging swords.
I mean no insult, Scardy, but it is true. What use does an adventurer have with a shop like this? You explain that an adventurer engages in combat, equipping weapons and armor sustain durability damage, and that folks such as Scardy Benblade are able to repair them so that you can keep using them. Additionally, shopkeepers throughout Middle-earth can sell an adventurer all sorts of items and equipment that will aid them in their journeys. Scardy clears his throat and speaks out. Well, that all costs coin, young Tegwin, horseshoes and swords alike. But if that raid is a sign of things to come, I think the swords might become more in demand than they have been until now. Well, there is that. In fact, I think, yes, equipment will need repairs. I think I'll need to hand over my armor over to Scardy for a little while, since it is a little dented up from my little travels. And then while he's repairing it, I can show you the next step. Now, you said you wanted to hit something? Here we are, one training dummy.
Now this is more like it.
I'm glad that you're happy with that. Oh, and I get some... I sell some scuffed chainmail gauntlets. Alright, I guess that's a good place to begin. Whee! Well, what do you say about that?
If you impress me, maybe I'll give you this Uruk sword.
Well, I'm ready for you to show off your combat skills, and if you impress me, I'll give you this Uruk sword. It had better be a good demonstration, or the bargain is done. Alright, fine. So I'll explain that the captains rely on battle shout, and then to put them into a battle-ready state, okay, that is this right here, and put them into a battle-ready state. Okay, fine. Interesting. Well, let's see it. That's what this is training dummy is for, after all. Okay, let's go and do that. Let's start with a battle shout. Actually, what level of quest is this? Okay, level 2. That means I should be able to have all the skills necessary, right? Alright, then. Okay.
That was all right, I guess.
Should he have more powerful attack? Okay, and then I'll do a devastating blow. So let's do it. Alright, let's continue quest. Yes, let's do a battle shout. There, what do you say about that?
One more. me one more skill.
That was a decent blow, I suppose. Oh, one more, yes. Just one more skill, and make it incredible. All right, and oh, I need to use after specialization. Use Shadow's Lament, Valiant Strike, or and those. Okay, so I need to specialize now. And that means it's possible to specialize at level 2 now. Unlike back in the days when you had to be at least level 6 to do that. Alright. Or was that level 5? Whichever was the case it used to be. Here we go. Now, let's see. Do I want to be in blue line, red line, or yellow line? Well then, let's try red line. Use tactical and melee attacks to deal damage. I mean, I will be soloing in there. Alright. And this one, because Leader Lin defends allies while weaving two-handed weapons. And this is Hands of Heal. Oh, that's the healer. And this is Lead the Charge. Use tactical and melee attacks to deal damage. Alright, fine. So yes, we will do this, and let's see, what do we want? Deafening Shouts, +2 to light type damage. -3 attack duration, +1 during melee. Let's do a little bit of extra melee damage for now. And I guess that gave us a new Shadow's Lament. Alright, I guess that'll be fine there, and I guess I have to do Shadow's Lament now. And there you go. I guess that's to teach you leveling and specialization.
That was pretty good, I suppose.
Oh, fine. You've upheld your side as a bargain, Ponduin, and I will do the same. Here is Mathrung's weapon, as I promised. You'll bring it back to that ranger for me, I expect. Mother and father will be pleased, but I still say that I could have handled such a weapon. Alright. Thank you. I guess it's time to find that ranger. Here's the blade.
You recovered the Uruk blade from Tegwin before he hurt himself? Very well done.
Melnor gets a faraway look in his eye and gazes over the surrounding wall of mosswort. I remember being that age and dreaming only of adventure, of excitement. I wasn't so very different from young Tegwin when I was a boy growing up in the angle of Mythaethel, where my people dwell. I do not judge him harshly for taking the sword, as I hope you won't either. His parents busy themselves with the work of fortifying Mossworth's defenses, and I dare say they remain unaware of the boy's mischief. I'll not tell them if you do not. Alright, fine, and I get a better weapon in return. What would be a nice thing to have? A great axe, a hammer, a great sword, tarnished blade, a worn mace. Okay, let's try. What would be more appropriate? A great axe or a great sword? I guess a great sword.
I have been away from the land that was my home for many years now.
I was once of the Dunedain, my friend, the Rangers of the North, and one of their several charges was to safeguard these lands and their people from harm. Their other duties, well, they're likely as far away as they have always been, and not my concern any longer. I'll not speak of those today. But a peaceful village has been attacked and some of its people slain. Will you help me replenish my supplies of the healing herbs called Kingsfoil, and defeat any of the creatures nearby that may threaten Mosswort? You will know Kingsfoil by the sweet smell and the feel of its leaves. Look for it in the rolling hills to the east of the village. We need to go east of the village, collect Kingsfoil, and defeat beasts near Mosswort. Now, guess it's a good time to take a couple of these other quests. Hello there.
Hello there. Might I speak with you a moment?
Oh, very well. Well, that is more than enough excitement for today, I think. I don't recall seeing you around Mosswood, Traveler, although I imagine it would have been hard for me to see anything at all while I was hiding in one of these fine folks' cabinets during the raid. Uh, I hear that you helped to put an end to the oversized goblins, and I must thank you for that. What's your name? Pinduine? Oh, that's a curious name for a most curious hobbit. Oh, why, you bear a striking resemblance to old Brendaburus Took, the Borrower, as we Tooks called him. Yes, very all alike indeed, at least when your height is concerned. Might you be one of my long-lost cousins? No? Well, perhaps you're one of the North Tooks, then? Uh, no, I'm not one of the Tooks, a North Took or a Bull Roarer or whatever that is, or anything of that sort. Well, I hail from a place beyond the Misty Mountains, and that I've traveled to Mossward as but one of my destinations in my long journey. Ah, yes, yes, that is all well and good, but you might still be a Took of some sort. Ha! I jest, of course. Even if you're not a Took, I say that you are a cousin of mine, and it would be terribly rude for me not to invite you to visit us in the Shire. Oh, you'll need to follow the road up to Freetown, and then you'll want to head west. Once you cross the Brandywine River, you'll be in the Shire. But first, you'll want to stop in Mickledelphing and speak with the mayor, Will Whitfoot. Yes, he'll want to give you a proper Shire welcome. Oh, and if any of the bounders give you trouble, just tell them that Friedland's invited you for tea. I suppose so. Okay, well, not the moment. I've got some other items I need to address. How about when the lookouts? I'm sure that they may have something that they need. You need anything out there?
Would you do something for me?
Yes, look there, friend. The ruins to the east have long been home to a pack of wolves. They have always been content to leave us alone, and we were all too happy to return the favor. Something seems to have upset the unspoken pact. The wolves have grown aggressive. I dared to venture close to the ruins, and I eyed a great beast known as a warg amongst their numbers. I didn't think it to be real at first. Wargs are monsters we tell the children about and to get them to behave. We have our hands full at rebuilding Mossward and recovering from the attack. We lack the strength to fight this beast. If you were to slay that warg, you would spare us both, ourselves and the wolves, from needless combat. Alright, fine. I'll deal with the wolf. Anything else I should do? Hello?
Mossward is a quiet town. It has always been a quiet town.
Yes, it's always been a quiet town. Well, until last night. Yes, winters can be hard if we don't fill the storehouse with sufficient food, but it has been many, many years since the folk of Mossward failed in their preparations. Mostly, we've had to worry about the wolves and the howling stones growing overbold and straying too far to the walls, but the Uruks, loose in Swanfleet, have changed all of that. What we need is another war captain, like a Mathrun, to bring his band to Mossward? No, of course not. Could they remain hidden from our watchtowers until they were nearly upon us, as before? Well, beyond the Howling Stones, to the southeast, there's a hill rising above the plain. Can I ask you to go to the hill and look out into the distance? You may not see anything, but even that would be good news for me to know. Alright, fine. I will do that. That seems to be enough to do at the moment. Well, I suppose I need to pick up my armor and head out. Oh, it looks like this guard wants to talk to me.
The raid on Mosswood by that band of Uruks has left our defenses in a terrible state, friend.
If it wouldn't be too much trouble, could I ask you to collect fallen branches from the bases of trees outside of town? With them, we'll be able to patch up the holes in our outer palisade and replace some of the wood burnt during the attack. I know it doesn't sound like a very important task, but it would truly be a big help to us. With so many good folk injured and slain during the raid, Ellery thinks that we should focus on the small things that we can do something about. I suppose I do see her point. Alright, fine. Now. I think that's enough tasks all at once. Hold on, what's this? Kingsfoil. Well, that's really nice and close to town. If I knew that all this Kingsfoil was so close to town, I wouldn't have taken all these other tasks at the same time. Well, let's go and see if we can do something about those wolves. I think I found the Howling Stones. Oops. Oh, hi there. Oh. Indeed, with absolute certainty. Oh yes, it's going there, it's going there. It's been a while since I played a captain. So now I have to remember how to use these skills. There we go. And of course I don't have the let's get ourselves no longer wounded skill yet. Guess I need to enter this way. How many hit points have I got? 172. Not much if you ask me. And the wolves are at 65. Oh, hello! There you go. There you go. And for you. Oh, the cooldown on Battle Shot is quite long. Okay, I have to keep that in mind. What I need to get some more skills so that I could transition more. Oh, hey! I really could use the Enmity of the Wolves deed now. Oh well. Boy. Oh, of course, they're level 5. I was wondering, why are they lasting so long? Because I'm only level 3 and these are level 5. It's... the stat changes make this... are making that a little bit tougher than it used to be in the past. Maybe I'll wait a couple more levels before coming back here. I will scout the hill, though. It doesn't look like that I'm likely... Well, okay. I do run into one wolf, but it's better than tackling an entire ruin of wolves all at once in there. There we go. And... Scream. Down. Yes. How things are handled with mobs above your level has changed a little bit since the update, or I should say with the update. Now, I think this is the hill I'm supposed to be climbing, right? This seems to be the hill Ellery described. Alright, what do we see? From this vantage point, the basin throughout the ruins, the old south road seems mostly quiet. Mostly quiet. But not completely quiet. Well, I suppose I'll just have to go and deliver my report. Here's the Kingsfoil you ordered.
Mossward is not the only village in Swanfleet. A stable master can help you check on the others.
Thank you for the Kingsfoil and for helping dissuade some of the more aggressive creatures from straying too near the village. Against such beasts, Ellery and Bevan and others of the guard are more than a match, but against Uruks, I fear they will be outclassed. The question is whether Mathrug's band was alone, or if there were others of this kind waiting for their next chance to strike. Mossford's not the only village in Swanfleet. Can I ask you to check on the stewards who live nearby? Visit the stable master in the village for a quick means of traveling to the village of Clegger in the Store Vales. They should be told what happened in Mossford and guard themselves against possible attack. Alright, fine. I will go and check with the stable master, but I think I'll have to take care of some of the other local quests before I do that. But while this is a level 4 quest, I do know that a lot of the quests in Clegger tend to be a higher level than that, so perhaps I will gain a couple of levels before I head out there. Alright, and I also did your scouting.
All appears quiet? That is good, but I will not relax my guard.
There are more locations to scout, for there are several places for which the Uruks or others of their ilk might approach. Yes, there is always that.
You know the road that passes through Swanfleet, of course.
The road begins on this side of the old city of Tharbad and runs east past the Wadewater until it reaches the Enid Wife. There are not as many travelers along it as there once were, but Mossford is still a sheltered place of rest for those who come this way. Might it also serve to speed Uruks and other Orkines on their raids? Yes, will you follow the track that runs from the north gate of Mossford until it meets with this road? Once there, I would appreciate it if you'll take a look, as you did before. You should be able to see both east and west for quite a distance, and if there are more raiders about, you might see them. Alright. So she's asking me to take another look. And we've got other quests in the area that I'll see which ones are appropriately leveled, and then I'll see you in the next episode when we return for the Captain of the River.